Hey everybody, welcome to Bucket Man Scouting. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a scouting report slash an all 22 film breakdown on center out of Montana, AJ Forbes. He is 6'2", 300 pounds. My apologies there. He is a center for the 2024 NFL Draft. I have followed his career very closely. He should have been a Nebraska Cornhusker. Thank you a lot, Scott Frost, for fucking that up, just like you did a lot for Nebraska. Jack Frost, Scott Frost, whatever you like to say. But let's get into some of the strengths and weaknesses for AJ Forbes. And by the way, AJ Forbes is from Nebraska. Just want to put that in there. One of the strengths that he has that I like is he's very agile for an offensive lineman, especially a center. He has good flipping of the hips, has good change of direction, and he also has very good footwork when he's getting out in space. Does a very good job getting to the second level, and he's a very good run blocker. Some of his weaknesses, he does not fit the power run scheme whatsoever. He's not a mauler like a Jackson Powers Johnson, who's my number one center in the draft. He struggles with power rush specialists. He also struggles with the in and out moves. His pass protection does need some work. This guy, to me, is a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick. He's a developmental type. And again, if you are running a power run scheme, he doesn't fit it. I want AJ Forbes to go to a Green Bay Packers, San Francisco 49ers, a Los Angeles Rams, teams like that run the West Coast zone run scheme. If you're running a multi-zone run scheme, he fits that as well. It's just, if you're running a zone run scheme, he fits like a glove. If you run a power run scheme, he doesn't fit. So let's get into this film breakdown here. So here he is right here. They're going to move him out. They're going to pull him. And that's what Montana used to do a lot as well. When I watched Montana film, when I was specifically watching AJ Forbes, they loved to get him out in space because he is a very agile center. And you're going to see here, good change of direction. Look how agile he's going to, there he is right there. Boom, right there. That's what you want to do with a guy like AJ Forbes, is get him out in space. Very good speed at the center position. I really don't like my centers that are 6'2", 300 pounds. That's a little bit undersized for me. I like my centers to be about 6'3.5" to 6'4". But there he is right there. Boom, right there. Very good crack back block there on the pole. Very good. Okay, next play for AJ Forbes right there. Getting him out laterally, moving him. There you go. This is what I'm talking about. Getting him laterally. That's what he is good at. See how he flipped his hips and he's able to get diagonal with it? That's what you need when you're running a West Coast zone running scheme. Look at his hips. Look at his footwork. Perfect. Watch how he's able to flip his hips really quickly. Right about there. Boom. Sets that. Running back free to get a first down there. Very good play by AJ Forbes. Very good hand placement right there. Doesn't reach, doesn't clothesline him like we see a lot from NFL offensive linemen. That's more of a trend now than ever. I really like how he doesn't clothesline him. He flips his hips, gets underneath those breastplates with the shoulder pads, and walls them off and gets diagonal, gets vertical, my apologies, gets vertical right there. I love it, I love it, I love it. If you're running a West Coast zone running scheme, let me repeat that. If you're running a West Coast zone running scheme, he fits it. Not a power run scheme. He would not fit the Denver Broncos, although the Denver Broncos, you don't know what they're running each and every week. So, but if you're running, okay, let's just say you are the Baltimore Ravens who run a West Coast power run scheme. He doesn't fit it. That's why they got Tyler Linderbaum, who fits that system like a glove. Very good, very good. Okay, next play, here he is right there, getting him out on the move. I told you they loved getting AJ Forbes on the move because he can create holes that open up right there. Very good, baby. Number 57. I'm telling you, you run that West Coast zone running. This guy would have fit so well with the 49ers. This guy would fit so well with the 49ers. Hey, and also, Adam Peters, probably my favorite GM, pros, college scout, all the above. Adam Peters, if you come across this video, get AJ Forbes. Get AJ Forbes. He fits your system that you want to run in Washington. He's a good developmental center. He's a good depth piece that you can develop. Although the one thing I do not like about this play is he gets pushed back. Again, when I would like to have him get better with the leverage here and drive him. But again, I like how he's able just to maul him and throw him off. I absolutely love that. Former Nebraska kid, former farmer. I mean, this guy's an absolute stud. AJ Forbes to me is a good player. Granted, he played for Montana, but again, Montana was a good team. Montana has good talent. They had 2 Nebraska kids on their offensive line that should have been Nebraska Cornhuskers that could have been developed. Thanks a lot, Scott Frost. But AJ Forbes is a guy that, again, he fits that zone running scheme. He fits it like a glove, man. And you see how Montana's utilizing his strengths and covering his weaknesses. They're getting him out in the move. They're moving him lateral. Love it. That's what you want to see. Okay, here he is again, lateral right there. This guy's just, he's a maul. Man, dude. Again, there's a little bit of tugging right there. You are probably, again, depends on what team you're playing on Sundays. You're probably not going to be able to get away with that. AJ Forbes, again, you need to get better leverage on that play. Get vertical, flip your hips a little bit better. Again, I don't like my centers getting pushed back as much as on this play here. Again, you're not going to get away with that. Again, teams are going to sniff that out. That should have been a flag. That should have been a flag. In my personal opinion, that should have been a flag. Now that I see a close-up of it, it should have been a flag. All right, next play for AJ Forbes. Wow, that is a grown man's play right there. Man, I absolutely love when AJ Forbes, especially in the he chops his feet. Watch him chop his feet here. Chops it and then just mauls his ass. Oh man, I love centers like that. I love centers like that, man. Okay, next play for AJ Forbes. Getting him out on the move. Love it. Good play, Forbes. There you go. See, I'm telling you, if you are going to run a lot of crack back blocks, if you're going to pull your center and your guard and you're using him in a literal zone running sense here, then he could be something for you. AJ Forbes is a guy, granted, a lot of people are going to be turned off by his 6'2", 300-pound frame. I understand that. He could still grow to 6'2", 315, 6'2", 325. He can still grow into his frame, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people are going to be turned off by that. But again, if you are like the teams I mentioned, and you are trying to find that center that you can get him out on the move, if you can springboard a Christian McCaffrey, if you can springboard an Aaron Jones, if you can springboard the Williams kid from LA, you can utilize AJ Forbes. Let me just tell you this. If you're a Rams fan, you put Steve Avila and AJ Forbes. Steve Avila is your left guard and AJ Forbes is your center for the future. You have something there. That's a young, up-and-coming center and left guard duo. I absolutely love that. I mean, his agility, I think, is going to show off, especially when he gets to the next level. There's a little bit of Cam Jurgens in his game, too, as well. There's a little bit of Cam Jurgens, who, again, plays for the Eagles. You see how they're utilizing him? They're getting him out in space. Again, Montana's a lot smarter than most of these NFL teams. A lot of these NFL teams would try to put their players in the worst positions to be successful. You have the Broncos, for example, that bring over Mike McGlinchey, give him all this money, and he doesn't even fit with the Sean Payton offense. Another example is you have Baron Browning, who's a better inside linebacker than an off-ball linebacker or an outside linebacker. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I have Montana, who is not even a Division I school, utilizing A.J. Forbes in a way that most NFL teams can't even fucking do. That's the sad part. A Division II school in fucking Montana is utilizing A.J. Forbes and elevating his strengths and hiding his weaknesses. That is the sad part. I see guys like a Jordan Rhodes who doesn't get opportunities. A.J. Forbes probably won't get an opportunity. Players that I actually scout who are good players, who are solid good players, JoJo Domans, guys like that are good pieces on your team, and they just get thrown to the wayside for privileged-ass players that suck, in my personal opinion. It's sad to see, man. It is sad to see. And Scott Frost, you're a fucking idiot. How in the hell do you let a guy like A.J. Forbes leave the state of Nebraska to go to Montana? You know why they went to Montana, Scott Frost? Because your program sucked. And your coaching sucked. Your scouting and your recruiting sucked ass. I guarantee you Matt Rule would have locked this guy down. I guarantee you he would have. Sorry, I had to go on a little rant there because Scott Frost really pissed me off. You thought Nathaniel Hackett was bad, Bronco fans. Just imagine having Scott Frost. Here he's right here, pass protection. Woo! Look, oh my God, dude. Yes. Yes. Yeah. What a play. Oh my God, dude. That's an old school center mindset right there. That is one hell of a play. Look how quickly he gets out of his stance using his footwork. And they just mauls the dude. Oh, yes. Yes, AJ. Woo! This guy could be a very good player if you develop him right. Because he needs development, yes. I'm not saying he's a day one starter. I'm saying you could get this guy in the 5th, 6th, 7th, or even an undrafted free agent. He'd be such a good development. If I'm an offensive line coach, this is like a guy that I'm targeting in the 5th, 6th, 7th undrafted free agent realm here. Take a chance on Forbes. Man, I love seeing players like this that aren't recognized nationally, that don't get the love they deserve, playing for Montana. And by the way, people, I do watch Montana football. I do watch South Dakota State football. I do watch North Dakota State football. And it's actually a lot more fun watching that than watching this crap NFL product. Good. That's a bad rep. His leverage needs to get a lot better. His technique, yeah, because you see how he gets vertical too much there? You should get flagged by that. That should have been a flag because you're holding him right there. You tugged him. That should have been a flag. Again, you see how he gets too vertical for my liking? Right there. And then that gets him in trouble. You see how he's too vertical? He needs to get down a little bit more. And he just locks on, and then he just can't let go. I really don't like that. I like how he starts off the rep, but then once he gets into the middle there, it's disastrous right there. Again, not a great pass protector. That is something that he needs to work on going to the next level. NFL teams, if you are running a West Coast zone running scheme, get this guy, develop him. Don't just throw him out there and throw him to the wolves. Let him develop. Get the right coaching. Could you imagine? I just want to say this. Could you imagine if Mike Munchak got this guy? Alex Gibbs? I mean, it just... You see players that aren't recruited heavily. They go to these Division II schools like Montana, like South Dakota, North Dakota State, and a lot of them are playing better than most of these people that go to Miami or go to Florida State or Alabama. Or it's just there are diamonds in the rough that you can find if you do the right scouting. That's why I bust my ass doing this for you folks, because there's other players out there that you guys don't understand that are very, very solid, good players that could be good depth pieces for your team. And potential starters if you develop them right. Again, you see how he gets too vertical there? And again, I just don't like how... I like how he's chopping his feet. But again, he just gets too vertical. I don't like that at all. Again, you see how he needs to continue to keep a wide base. Chop his feet like this right guard here. Chop your feet, chop your feet, chop your feet, chop your feet. But again, he hops. Forbes specifically, he's hopping. I don't like when my offensive linemen hop. Like, see how he hops there? Again, continue to chop your feet, dude. So this is my basically film breakdown on AJ Forbes. Again, I think this guy could be a very solid piece for you if he goes to the right system, the right organization, and the right team. Again, a lot of people are going to be turned off by the 6'2", 300-pound frame. I understand that. But if you utilize him in a way that elevates his strengths and hide a lot of his weaknesses that can be developed, then he could be a good player for your offensive line, a good swing center / guard. He could be like a Cam Jurgens, man. You develop him for a year, let him grow, let him develop. That's what we strive for here at Coach Bucketman Scouting. That's what I'm telling you right now. AJ Forbes is a guy that I would take a chance on in the later rounds or as an undrafted free agent. Okay? So AJ Forbes, if you come across this video, you have a huge fan. You have a big fan here at Bucketman Scouting. Adam Peters, if you're going to be running a West Coast zone running scheme in Washington, take a chance on this guy. Take a chance on this guy. This guy could be a very good depth piece for your team. And I know, Adam Peters, you value these type of players. I know you do. I've watched your work, Adam Peters. I know you value these depth pieces. I know you value them. Take a chance on him. Take a chance on him. He deserves it. He's a good player. Yes, needs development. Yes, absolutely. But he could be a very good player for your offensive line if he goes to the right offensive line. If he goes to the power run scheme, he's going to be out of the league quicker than you can blink your eyes, okay? So this is my scouting report / film breakdown on center out of Montana, AJ Forbes, former Nebraska kid. And I'm telling you, AJ Forbes could be a very good player for the West Coast zone running scheme or the multi-zone running scheme.